University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Taxman.
Hello, over the next 30 minutes we'll be testing the mettle of two more student teams with the place in round 2 for whichever of them proves the stronger. The losers might also play again if their score is among the 4 highest runners-up from this first round. The University of Durham is the 3rd oldest in England after Oxford and Cambridge. It received its charter from William IV in 1837, although both Henry VIII and Oliver Cromwell had attempted to found a university in the city to draw on the North East's centuries-old tradition of theological teaching. It's run on collegiate lines, but because the majority of colleges don't offer formal teaching, instead concerning themselves with students' welfare and accommodation, the university enters this contest as a single entity. Alumni include the ex-England cricketers Andrew Strauss and Nasser Hussain, the novelists Pat Barker and Minette Walters, and the former Sunday Times editor Sir Harold Evans. With an average age of 21, representing around 16,000 students, let's meet the Durham team.
Hello, I'm Alex Richards. I'm from Breaston near Derbyshire and I'm studying chemistry.
Hi, I'm Daniel Hume. I'm from Staffordshire and I'm reading theoretical physics.
And their captain.
Hi, I'm Matt Mackenzie. I'm from Gloucestershire. I'm doing history.
Hi, I'm Oliver Burnham. I'm originally from Hampshire and I'm currently working towards a PhD in chemistry.
Queen's College, Cambridge, is named after 2 queens of England, Margaret of Anjou, wife of Henry VI, who founded the college in 1448, and Elizabeth Woodville, wife of Edward IV, who refounded it nearly 20 years later. It's one of Cambridge's oldest and largest colleges, with buildings on both sides of the River Cam, the older half being known as the dark side, while the newer western half is the light. The two are connected by one of Cambridge's most photographed curiosities, the mathematical bridge, whose design is popularly attributed to Isaac Newton, despite being built some years after his death. Alumni include the Renaissance humanist Erasmus, the film director Paul Greengrass, and Simon Bird, who played Will in The Inbetweeners, with an average age of 20, representing around 900 students. Let's meet the Queen's team.
Hi, I'm Paul Merchant. I'm from Surrey and I'm reading modern languages.
Hi, I'm Rachel Gregory. I'm from Sheffield and I'm reading Anglo-Saxon, Norse and Celtic.
Their captain?
Hi, I'm Rhys Jackson-Jones. I'm originally from London and I'm reading astrophysics.
Hi, I'm David Phillips. I'm from St Albans in Hertfordshire and I'm reading maths.
OK, the rules are constant as a Northern Star, so I won't recite them to you again. Just put your fingers on the buzzers and be ready to buzz for this starter for 10. Euclid and his modern rivals, published in 1879, and a paper on Zeno's paradoxes entitled What the Tortoise Said to Achilles, are works by which literary figure, better known for his books for children?
Durham Richards.
A.A. Milne?
No, anyone like to buzz from Queen's?
Queen's Phillips.
Rudyard Kipling.
No, it's Lewis Carroll, who's a mathematician. 10 points for this. Originally intended to be disparaging, what 2-word term denotes a theoretical model of the universe which contradicted the steady...
Queen's Merchant.
Big Bang.
Correct. So you get the first set of bonuses then, Queen's College. They're on Oscar Wilde and cigarettes. In 1892, a press furore resulted when Oscar Wilde smoked a cigarette while taking a curtain call after the first performance of which comedy, subtitled A Play About a Good Woman?
Lady Windermere's Fan.
Nominate Merchant.
Lady Windermere's Fan.
Correct. Which actress for whom Wilde wrote the role of Salome is reputed to have replied to his asking whether she minded if he smoked with the words, Oscar, I don't care if you burn.
I don't know.
No idea, sorry.
Sarah Bernhardt. And finally, in which work by Oscar Wilde does Lord Henry Wotton observe, a cigarette is a perfect type of a perfect pleasure. It is exquisite and leaves one unsatisfied.
It's probably the picture of Dorian Gray.
The Picture of Dorian Gray.
Correct. 10 points for this. The name of which cornflour-based dessert entered the English language in the 14th century when it denoted a savoury dish made with rice and chicken, the name being derived from the French word for white?
Durham Burnham.
Blancmange.
Correct. Right, you get a set of bonuses, Durham, for your first set on US politics. Which office is fifth in the line of presidential succession? Recent holders include Larry Summers, Paul O'Neill and Hank Paulson.
Vice President, Secretary of State. Oh, President.
Doesn't it then go into the leaders of the
Leader of the House, Leader of the
Senate, and Speaker of the House?
No, that is the Speaker of the House.
Speaker of the House. Speaker of the House.
President of the Senate is the one after that.
Oh God.
Treasury Secretary? It's going to be one of the older ones.
Yes, probably. Give it Treasury.
Secretary of the Treasury.
Correct. Who was Secretary of the Treasury during Roosevelt's New Deal? He gave his name to an unrealised plan to turn Germany into an agricultural state after 1945.
That was Morgenthau plan.
Morgenthau.
Correct. Who was the first US Treasury Secretary killed in a duel in 1804? His image appears on the obverse of the $10 bill.
Alexander Hamilton.
Correct. 10 points for this starter question. What final two letters link words meaning European who amassed a fortune with the East India Company, chocolate substitute made from the fruit of the locust tree, and giant spider in the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
Durham Mackenzie.
O.B.
Correct. A set of bonuses now on oceanography for you, Durham. Referring to a reduced level of oxygen in the water, what seven-letter term denotes the precise scientific process leading to a dead zone?
Hypoxia.
Correct. In 2010, a conference in Stockholm supported an EU-led initiative to revitalise which sea? At that time, it contained 7 of the world's 10 largest marine hypoxic zones.
The Black Sea? Yeah, Black Sea. I think it is. I think it's the Black Sea.
Is it the Black Sea?
No, it's the Baltic Sea. Contamination, notably from fish meal production plants, has created dead zones in Paracas Bay on the coast of which country?
Is it Chile?
No, it's Peru. Right, we're going to take a picture round now. For your picture starter, you'll see a map of Italy. 10 points if you can name the region highlighted.
Durham Richards.
Lombardy.
It is Lombardy, yes. Bonus is 3 more Italian regions to identify. In each case, name the region highlighted. Firstly, A, please.
Is that Basilicata?
Yeah, do you want to go with that? Basilicata.
No, it's Calabria. Secondly, B.
That's the one with Naples.
Campania.
Campania.
Correct. And finally, C.
Is it Liguria?
Liguria.
Correct. 10 points for this. In mathematics, meanings of which 6-letter word include the number of coincident edges at a given vertex of a graph, the highest power or sum...
Queen's Phillips.
Degree.
Degree is correct, yes. These bonuses are on unseen characters, Queen's College. Not seen on stage, but alluded to by others in Thomas Morton's 1798 play Speed the Plough. The name of which character has become a byword for a narrow-minded person who's censorious of breaches of propriety?
Pass.
It's Mrs. Grundy. Which of Shakespeare's unseen characters moves her rejected suitor to lament? One fairer than my love, the all-seeing sun, ne'er saw her match since first the world begun.
I'm thinking, like, when Julius Caesar's ghost never seen it. And what's this? Cleopatra? Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know who it is.
Cleopatra.
No, it's Romeo and Rosaline. And finally, a kind of acquaintance is one of the many references to the title character of which tragicomedy in 2 acts, first performed in Paris in January 1953.
Waiting for Godot or something.
Godot.
Waiting for Godot.
Waiting for Godot.
Correct. 10 points for this. Yellow Mountain Fir Peak, Spring Snail, Big Red Robe, Dragonwell and Iron Goddess are among names that appear in Chinese lists of the 10 most notable varieties of which agricultural product?
Queen's Merchant.
Rice.
No, anyone like to buzz from Durham?
Durham Hume.
Corn.
No, it's T. 10 points for this. My food is not that of man. I do not destroy the lamb and kid to glut my appetite. Acorns and berries afford my sufficient nourishment. These words are spoken by which character in a novel of 1818 subtitled The Modern Prometheus?
Queen's Jackson Jones.
Oh, sorry. Frankenstein.
No. Anyone like to buzz from Durham?
Durham Mackenzie.
Is it the monster?
It is the monster. It's Frankenstein's creature. It's not Frankenstein. Right, these bonuses, Durham, are on a spice. The tropical evergreen Myristica fragrans yields 2 spices. The dried outer covering is known as mace. What name is given to its brown seed?
Nutmeg.
Correct. A nutmeg appears on the flag of which Commonwealth state? The southernmost of the Windward Islands. It's situated between Trinidad and St Vincent.
Grenada.
Grenada is correct. And finally, a mild hallucinogenic nutmeg is thought to have played a part in the composition of the supposedly prophetic quatrains of which physician born in Provence in 1503?
What's his face now? The code did all that. No. Begins with an N. Oh, Nostradamus. Thank you, yes, Nostradamus.
Nostradamus?
Correct. Right, listen carefully for your 10 points here. Given 2 copies of the Tesseract or 4-dimensional hypercube, one with side length twice that of the other, in what ratio are their volumes?
Queen's Phillips.
16:1.
Correct, yes. Right, these bonuses, Queen's College, are on reviewees, or terminology used in book reviews, in the words of the Times columnist Ben McIntyre. The reviewee's word detailed means, according to McIntyre, that the work in question includes what additional pieces of information, an almost universal requirement in academia?
Citations.
No, I don't think I can accept that. You're nearly there. It's footnotes is what he's specifically referring to. Referring to high or steep drops, which reviewee's adjective means so clever and showy that it made me feel a bit sick?
Vertiginous.
Vertiginous.
Nominate Gregory.
Vertiginous.
Correct. According to McIntyre, it is a truth universally acknowledged that any review touching, however tangentially, on the lifetimes, writing or recipes of which novelist must begin with this knackered introduction.
Oh, it's Jane Austen.
Jane Austen.
Correct. 10 points for this. The colonial administrator, Frederick Lugard, is especially associated with the creation of which major African state, where he served as governor and governor-general from 1912 to 1919?
Queen's Gregory.
Zimbabwe.
Nope.
Durham Mackenzie.
Is it Sudan?
No, it's Nigeria. 10 points for this. What common name is given to insects of the order Dimaptera? They are distinguished by membranous wings folded under short forewings and by pincer-like sensory appendages on the abdomen.
Durham Hume.
Praying mantis.
No one of you buzzed from Queens?
Queen's Gregory.
Grasshopper.
No, they're earwigs. 10 points for this. Answer as soon as your name is called, meaning the exercise of rigorous self-discipline and abstinence. Give the dictionary spelling of the word ascetic.
Durham Mackenzie.
ASCETIC.
Correct. Right, these bonuses are on telescope projects. Firstly, for 5, July 2011 saw the launch of Radio Astron, a Russian space telescope that will combine its signals with those of ground telescopes to produce a single image. How is this technique known?
What did you say?
Interferometry.
Interferometry.
Correct. Referring to the size of its collecting area, for what did the letters SK stand in the context of the worldwide SKA project? Its international headquarters is at Jodrell Bank.
Is it super? I can't even think it's super collecting. But it's what is this? I don't know. Just so.
Nominate Richards.
Just super collecting. Just
No, it's a very odd way of spelling collecting. No, it's square kilometre as its square kilometre array. And finally, the Gemini 8-metre telescopes project saw an international partnership build 2 SKA-related devices. One is on Mauna Kea on Hawaii. The other is on Cerro Pachon, a peak in which South American country?
Peru.
It's in Chile. Right, we're going to take a music round now. For your music starter, you'll hear a piece of classical music. To get 10 points, you just have to give me the name of the composer.
Queen's Merchant.
Brahms.
It is Brahms, yes, it's his lullaby. Now, his contemporary Tchaikovsky called him that scoundrel Brahms. What a giftless bastard. For your bonuses, here are 3 more pieces along with a searing peer review. Firstly, who composed this piece? Tchaikovsky said of him, "I acknowledge the greatness of some of his works, but I do not love him."
Nominate Gregory.
Vaughan Williams?
No, it's Beethoven. That was from the number 6 Pastoral. Secondly, name this composer whom Beethoven claimed would have been a great composer if his teacher had spanked him enough on his backside.
Rossini.
It is Rossini, yes, the William Tell Overture. And finally, this composer of whom Rossini said, "One can't judge his work after a first hearing, and I certainly don't intend hearing it a second time."
Verdi.
No, it's Richard Wagner, the Bridal Chorus. 10 points for this. Which European language has co-official status alongside the local language in Macau and East Timor?
Queen's Merchant.
Portuguese.
Correct. Right, your bonuses this time are on pairs of words that differ only in the addition of the letter B as the initial letter, for example, old and bold. In each case, give both words from the definitions. Firstly, pertaining to the opening at the end of the alimentary canal, and commonplace, trite, or lacking in originality.
Boring and something else.
Come on, let's have it, please.
Anal and banal.
Correct. Trickle or seep out slowly, and colloquially, alcoholic beverages, or to drink alcohol usually to excess.
Ooze and booze.
Correct. And finally, imperial measure of approximately 28 grams, and to move quickly away from a surface after hitting it, for example, of a ball.
Ounce and bounce.
Correct. Right, 10 points for this. Quote, the only genuine consciousness-expanding drug. These words of Arthur C. Clarke refer to which precise genre of writing?
Queen's Merchant.
Science fiction.
Correct. That gives you the lead. And your bonuses are on things or people described as iconic on the website of the Guardian newspaper in 2012. In each case, give the answer from the description. Firstly, the 2008 poster of Barack Obama, created by Shepard Fairey, has as its title what short abstract noun?
Hope.
Correct. In the design by Andy Warhol, what fruit appears on the cover of the Velvet Underground's 1967 debut album?
Banana.
Correct. The Member of Parliament for Chingford and Woodford Green since 1992, described as having an iconic status in the Conservative Party. He led the party from 2001 to 2003.
IDS, yeah. Ian Duncan Smith.
Ian Duncan Smith.
Correct. 10 points for this starter question. What 8-letter place name links museums dedicated to William Wilberforce and Bob Marley with the starting point of Jerome K. Jerome's Three Men in a Boat?
Queen's Merchant.
Kingston.
Kingston is right. Your bonuses this time are on marine mammals, Queen's College. What is the common two-word name of Enhydra lutris, native to the North Pacific? It is the only fully marine species of the mustelid or weasel family.
Sea otter.
Correct. The order Sirenia includes the manatees and which herbivorous mammal? It inhabits warm waters and is distinguished by its broad snout and dolphin-like tail.
Porpoise? No. Walrus.
Yeah.
Walrus.
Yeah.
It's not warm water, though.
Sorry?
Warm water. Warm water. Is it?
Come on, let's have it, please.
Porpoise.
Porpoise.
No, it's the dugong. The pinnipeds include seals, sea lions, and which marine mammal, the sole living member of the family Odobenidae?
That could be dolphin. I don't know. Could be horse again. Yeah.
Walrus.
Correct. Right, we're going to take a second picture round now. For your picture starter, you'll see a photograph of a prominent US author. 10 points if you can give me his name.
Queen's Merchant.
Ernest Hemingway.
It is Ernest Hemingway, yes. OK, bonuses. Ernest Hemingway is being credited with popularising the term the Lost Generation to describe a group of American writers active from the 1920s. Your picture bonus is 3 writers regularly cited as being from the Lost Generation. All you have to do is to name the writer in each case. Firstly, this poet.
I don't know. No idea. No. Not Dylan Thomas.
Come on, let's have it, please.
No, don't know.
No idea.
That's E. Cummings. Secondly, this novelist.
John Steinbeck.
John Steinbeck.
No, that's Henry Miller. And finally, this novelist.
F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Correct. 10 points for this starter question. Born in 1858, which German physicist gives his name to a length of around...
Durham Burnham.
Max Planck.
Correct. Good intervention. Right, bonuses this time on medieval history. From an Old Norse term meaning pledge, what name was given to the bands of Scandinavian voyagers who established the Rurik dynasty in Russia in the 9th century?
Vikings. That's what I think. Is it Vikings?
No, it's Varangians. From the reign of Basil II in the late 10th century, Varangians formed the bodyguard of the ruler of which major polity?
Yeah, Byzantium. Byzantium.
Correct. And killed at the Battle of Stamford Bridge in 1066, which Norwegian king had served in the Varangian Guard during a period of exile?
Harold Hardrada.
Harold Hardrada is correct. 10 points for this. Occurring widely in place names in Arabic-speaking countries, what short word denotes a valley, channel or ravine?
Durham Richards.
Wadi.
Correct. These bonuses are on botany, Durham. What's the common English name for the hepatophyta, a division of non-vascular plants related to the mosses?
Is it lichen?
No, it's liverworts. Considering the alternation of generations, what is the dominant haploid generation of liverworts?
Dominant generation. I haven't a clue.
Come on, let's have it.
Nominate Burnham.
First.
No, it's gametophyte. What is contained in the base of the flask-shaped archegonium, which develops on the gametophyte thallus of liverworts?
Spores. Yeah, spores.
Spores?
It's eggs or female gametes. Right, there's about 4 minutes to go, and this is another starter question. Fairyhouse, Naas and Leopardstown are among racecourses that lie close to which European city?
Queen's Merchant.
Dublin.
Correct. These bonuses, Queen's College, are on members of the Westminster Parliament. In each case, I want a ceremonial county, for example, Greater Manchester or West Sussex, in which the following MPs were elected in 2010. Firstly, for 5 points, Louise Ellman, Frank Field and Esther McVeigh.
Middlesex.
No, it's Merseyside. Second, Damien Green, Helen Grant and Michael Fallon.
Kent.
Correct. Finally, Ed Balls, Yvette Cooper and Philip Davis.
No, I'm thinking of Mills. It's not like Yorkshire or...
Yorkshire.
Specifically,
West Yorkshire.
West Yorkshire.
West Yorkshire, I will accept that, but please be more precise next time. OK, 10 points for this. The term winter war is most commonly applied to the conflict between which two countries? Between
Queen's Gregory.
Russia and Germany? Oh,
No. One of you may buzz from Durham. You
Durham
lose 5
Richards.
points, Queens. Do you want the rest of the question?
The USSR and Finland.
Correct, yes. Your bonuses are on Queen Elizabeth II, Durham. Give the year and month in which Elizabeth II acceded to the throne.
1952.
It was 51, she was correct.
No, it was
52.
52.
Right.
And it was May, wasn't it?
May 52.
No, it's February 52. Which US president was in office in February 52?
That would be...
Quickly.
Truman.
Truman.
It was Truman. Who was the British Prime Minister at the time of Queen Elizabeth's accession?
Churchill.
Churchill.
Churchill is right. I'm sorry, so dismissive. It was Churchill. Yes. OK, another starter question. Chernozem, Terra Rossa and loam are all types of what substance, the study of which is called pedology?
Durham Mackenzie.
Soil.
Soil is correct. These bonuses are on meteorology. What quantity is defined as the ratio of the partial pressure of water vapour in the atmosphere to the saturated vapour pressure?
Humidity.
Relative humidity.
All right.
So I can't accept that. What is the name of the instrument used to measure humidity?
No, it's pressure.
What is it?
It's a hygrometer, maybe?
Hygrometer.
Hygrometer is correct. And finally, what precise name is given to the temperature at which the relative humidity is 100%?
The dew point.
Dew point.
The dew point is correct. 10 points for this. Born near Aberdeen in 1985, Pete Cashmore is the founder of which news website described as a one-stop shop of social media?
Queen's Jackson Jones.
The Huffington Post.
No. Durham, one of you buzz. I'll tell you it's Mashable. 10 points for this. Answer as soon as your name is called. What is the smallest prime divisor of the number 2013?
Queen's Phillips.
3.
3 is correct, yes. These bonuses are on geography, Queen's College. In each case, name the country that shares land boundaries with only the following. Firstly, Italy, Austria, Croatia, Hungary, and no others.
Slovenia.
Slovenia.
Correct. Secondly, Tanzania, Zambia, Mozambique, and no others.
Kenya. Angola. Try Angola.
Come on.
Angola.
No, it's Malawi. And finally, Colombia, Peru, and no others.
Ecuador.
Ecuador is correct. 10 points for this. In Greek mythology, which king of Thebes received a warning from an oracle that his son Oedipus would destroy him? And at the gong, Durham have 170, Queen's College, Cambridge have 190. Well, you led much of the way, Durham, and I would guess that 170 will be one of the highest scores of the losers in this first round. I guess, with any luck, you'll come back. Queen's, well done. You left it a bit late, but you did it. So that's good enough, eh? Round 2 for you. I hope you can join us next time for another first-round match, but until then, it's goodbye from Durham University.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Queen's College, Cambridge.
Goodbye.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.